Yeah, so somebody wanted to charge us $500 for somebody to powder my head for a day.
Really?
Yes. Actually, I do have to text my wife, so I'm going to do that.
This is whatever video segment we're doing. Take one.
I'm busy.
Whatever video segment. Hey guys, we're here at Cinevate with whatever video segment we're doing.
Could you
as
just,
Luke, so
I know you've flown up to Thunder Bay. I got an important text to send here. If you could just let me send it. I am so proud that I'm here with Patrick Moreau of Stillmotion and Joyce, who's hiding behind.
Lil J.
What we have here is the Epic, brand new, very cool camera. And I'm going to let you talk about that. I'll just talk about a little bit for a second, if I will.
Sure.
If I could, because we just rigged it up. So
just remember, he said a little bit, so.
A little bit. I'm not known for talking at all. What we've done here is we've basically taken our core, which, I mean, we keep talking about how versatile the core is. But here it is with the Red Epic. And we've always designed this rig to be very, very flexible. So we've taken the Epic with Patrick's 17 to 50 lens. Our Durst follow focus. Patrick, you've used, you showed up with 15mm rails on this, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, we're using the 15s generally just to keep it as small and light as possible. I mean, the whole design behind this setup is, again, to keep it small. We're only using the 30 length rails, you know, just a little grip stick here to hold the battery on. Everything is just designed to keep it as small and portable as possible. Quickly pop it on a Steadicam, go to the Atlas 200 into a tripod, and even some shoulder mount handheld type stuff. It's just very, very versatile. You see the camera itself is, I mean, it's super heavy, but it's really small, and you kind of lose that when you start going too big with rails and putting all these pieces on it. Yeah. So we're trying to keep it as small as we can.
So we have a quick release here, so you can actually get the camera off here.
Which is huge because we're flying in and out every day. So when we travel, this is obviously never going to leave our side. So you pop the lens and the body off, take the LCD off, that all goes in a bag with our carry-on, and then all of this can get checked if you want, and it very quickly kind of comes apart and goes back together.
It's real simple. It took us, what, maybe 45 minutes or something to sort of sort. We did raise the matte box up 1 inch because the camera does sit very tall.
No, to be honest, it took a little bit more than 45 minutes because Dennis kept wanting to put all this crazy stuff and let's get 2 cages around it and we'll have 5 follow focuses and yes, very manly.
I wanted to make it very manly. So Patrick, I know people are, I mean, the rig's fun and everything, but I mean, the Epic for me and for everybody here at Cinevate, it was like, well, cool camera. Why don't you kind of take us through a run through? It's actually surprisingly simple.
Are we good? Okay, so Dennis just cut his beatboxing, so we've got our audio back. So what's really nice is just how easy all of this is to use. You see on the touchscreen here, we've got all the information we need at our fingertips. We can just click here, switch our frame rate, switch our ISO, switch our white balance. All of these are metadata. So when we open up in Red Cine, we can go back and change them. Change our shutter speed right here. And then here we have our resolution. So we go everything 5K 2:1, 5K full frame, all the way down to 4K HD or 2K 2.4:1. Where this really comes into play is as we're changing our frame rate, we go to a higher frame rate, we got to go to a lower resolution. What you'll also notice, go to something like 2K, is it actually windows the sensor. You notice how we really punch in right there in Dennis's mouth. So it's not actually just down-resing, we're just using a small part of the sensor. When I go back here to 5K full frame, you'll notice we're a lot wider again. Hit the menu over here, we've got our HDR options, and then all of our camera menu. So it's really very easy to use. You've got your histogram, your meters, everything down here. You can see how much room is left on your memory card, and it's all at your fingertips.
What the hell was I going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the evolution.
The evolution.
What we're up to right now and why.
We've gone from adapters, you know, one of the first people to shoot shallow depth of field.
Back in the day when they were like flipped and we'd have to look over the LCD.
Yes, we'd have to flip the camera upside down
yeah.
and then, well, it's kind of funny, those progressions. And now we've got these tools. So here you've gone from a company doing weddings to a company having maybe one of the nicest cameras of its type on the planet. So why? You know,
as you know, when we last talked, when we were last here, we mostly did weddings, and we started to venture into other things, and we did some stuff for the NFL, and that led into some stuff with Callaway Golf, and this year we just got into a feature-length doc with CBS and Showtime on the Army Navy and the football game they play every year. And we're doing a big commercial project for Shed Aquarium, and a lot of these things that are coming up, we're seeing a need to have things that could be super slow motion, or have the extra flexibility in post that RAW provides. Even to have the extended dynamic range that a camera like this provides. And we're trying a whole bunch of different things and just seeing what is going to be the smoothest and retain the highest quality all the way through.
Right.
Because that's the issue you run into. You're shooting RAW, and we process it in Red Cine, but then it's not really good for the edit. So at what point do you down convert, and to what extent do you down convert? Because if we shoot in 5K and then we go to 2K right away for the edit, we just lost our ability to zoom and pan and recrop and do everything we want to do with the color. And you run into issues with, are you going to color everything out of the camera? It's a massive amount of data. And so how do you handle all of that? And we're still sorting through that. We're putting together a 3-part behind-the-scenes series of the Shed Aquarium shoot related to the Epic, related to some of the rig stuff and the creative process that goes into that.
Yeah.
And what's neat about that is this is our first shoot with the Epic, so we're really learning along the way. And so, for something like the first spot, really hard time with workflow. When all these questions I brought up, and so then we contacted a company, Max Digital, and they make a Red Rocket card. It's like $5,000 card that Red sells, but then you can preview at 5K and you can render in almost real time. Right now, a 10-second clip could take 15 minutes. So when we've got to turn these things around in a week, you run into actual logistical issues of just how do we convert the footage. So having this little enclosure, it's going to allow us to work on the road, plug it into our laptop, and get much closer to full resolution and real-time transcoding. So we're learning this as we shoot, and we're hoping to kind of share that with everybody through these behind-the-scenes pieces.
So the rigging's the easy part. So listen, follow these guys, stillmotionblog.com, cinevate.com. You're going to see a lot of pictures in the next few weeks, and a lot of discussion about, I'll call it workflow for real people, because, you're not Hollywood. You guys are still in this light, creative mode of working. So it's going to be interesting to see the mix, because it really is. It's about the real. I don't know what to call it. Call it the still motion, super fast, light, compact
it's about
workflow.
Smaller footprints, quicker turnarounds, and being efficient on set, cutting down shoot days and time and everything else. And it's exciting to try it with this. We do same-day edits. We've done all kinds of stuff like that with DSLRs. We've got that down to a science, but now. With a camera like this, it's going to be exciting to explore and see what we can do. Yeah,
well, listen, thanks for coming in for one whole day. I guess we'll go have some pizza or something and drink some beer. And really exciting for me. It's the most time I've had to really just kind of do that hardware work.
It came out of the bag. I brought it in. He was just taking pictures constantly. So he is really excited about the camera.